And we are live. Hello, everybody, and
Hi,
welcome
ladies.
to Time of the Week,
where we always talk watches.
And occasionally drink wine or beer today.
Or
cup of
chai.
tea.
Oh my God, are you guys on the tea and coffee?
Yeah, it's British tea.
Mm.
That's the same, isn't it?
It's very
Good point.
controversial. How do you make your tea? Because here in America, we make it very different. How do you? I know you guys do it right. So how do you guys do it?
Americans do it wrong.
Yeah. So a tea bag, water, brew it for about 2 minutes, then tea bag out, and then I just know the right amount of milk. Obviously, not have too much milk. Decent colour, and one sugar. You could have one sugar in there. I always say like a tea's a hug, a coffee's a kick.
Ah, I see.
A hug, a coffee's a kick. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
You're like, do I want a drink? What do I feel? Do I feel like I need a hug? Do I feel like I need a kick?
Oh no! Oh no!
I'm
gonna sneeze.
Oh,
no, we're good. We're good. No one needs to hear my pathetic mouth sneeze.
Oh no. So what have you got?
Drinking wise?
Yeah.
I have, hold on, some weird sours thing. I had it up. I basically order from like one of our local pubs started doing like craft beer takeaways. And we just get like random beers. And this one is a Sweet Shop IPA. So it's a raspberry and pineapple fruit salad IPA. So Indian Pale Ale.
That sounds great.
It's actually, I'm not always the keenest on like sour beer, and I thought that's what it was going to be. But it's actually not. It's just like a slightly fruitier IPA. So
nice.
Do you keep a note of like what you like? Is there like a spreadsheet or something?
There's an app called Untapped. So everyone basically goes on and rates it. So sees.
We're live, guys.
Honestly, I've only had like 3 sips out of this. You basically review them. It's like the TripAdvisor, but for alcohol.
I've got Vivino. I have it for wine.
Yeah, I'm that weird person in the supermarket with like my Vivino app, scanning like all of the different wines before I choose one.
Yeah. I'm the same. I like it. And Sam, was it chai?
Chai. Went and picked up one after class.
Chai latte or chai tea?
Chai tea.
Chai tea. I don't think I've ever had chai tea before.
It's good.
Yeah,
it's really good. It's just something different. It's not too heavy, like you said. It's not a kick. It's a nice hug. And I like it iced. You can get it hot too, but I like it iced better.
Gonna give that a go.
Is it at least sunny where you are then? Is that the gauge?
No, it's actually like really cloudy today. So then cold. So it snowed last Friday, and that sucked. It's just too much. I'm done. I want the sun. No more snow.
Yeah.
So it basically did that here in the UK the other week.
Yeah.
So
yeah. Well, it has been quite clear the last week, but it's still like not warm, but it has been quite like blue skies.
That's good.
As long as it doesn't snow again, we're fine.
Yeah. and the beer gardens are open, so everyone's just like excited and out and yay!
You guys can get a table.
Where did I go? I had breakfast out on Friday, and then I haven't actually been to a bar. No. Yeah. So yeah.
I managed to squeeze a space on the pub wall outside of our local. Like, we don't have any tables, but you can sit on the wall if you want one. I was like, we'll take it. I just want a freshly poured pint. Loved it.
Yeah,
in the sun as well. Can I just point out, someone in the chat said, milk first, always.
No. There's a couple of them that said milk first. No. It just goes that weird. And also, then no.
Because doesn't it get like weird if you do like the milk? It's like that weird film if you do it first, right?
I think the weird film comes if you reboil. That's the other thing. You can't reboil the water. You have to empty the kettle, fresh water, because I can taste it if you've reboiled the water.
We're definitely channeling the British theme of today.
Well,
sure.
This is very dire circumstances. We must know. At least I must know. I don't know.
Yeah. So when you come over, like, you need to know how to make a proper cup of tea.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I like when I make tea. I make it, I guess, very simple. It's just like, I brew it. I let it steep for like 3 minutes, and I put like a little bit of honey, and that's it.
Oh, yeah. You Americans don't have milk in yours, do you?
No, I've always like what kind of milk do you use? That's the thing. Do you just regular
cow's milk?
Yeah. Normal semi-skimmed.
Just regular. That's just so weird to me. I mean, I would totally try it. I might as well just do it. But that's definitely not an American thing.
If you have like super fancy, you get like some nice biscuits or a cake as well, just as like.
Or actually, I have to. We'll be speaking about him later. But when I went to visit the Fears showroom last year, Nicholas obviously had tea, cup, saucer, and a selection of biscuits. And it was like one of my first times meeting him. And I don't know if you're watching this back. I was really nervous, and I was really worried that I was doing the tea and saucer, and it was.
Did you have your little pinky finger up as well? Like,
I know. I was like, do I stir my tea like that? Do I stir it like that? Like, what do I do with the teaspoon? Do
I stir it counterclockwise or clockwise?
Yeah.
Well, like when you finish dinner, you meant to have your knife and fork like at 5 o'clock or whatever. I was like, does the same apply with a teaspoon? Like.
I think if you're really fancy, when you're served tea, the handle has to be at a certain angle. Ooh. But that's the Queen. Like, we're not everyone is like that.
I know, but if you're having tea with Nicholas, I feel like this is something that you should know.
Yes.
He's responded to my McDonald's posts with like love for the hash brown.
Nice.
Don't fool me.
No, he knows. He sits comfortably at either end of the scale.
Mm-hmm.
It's a good combination.
It's good.
I guess for everyone watching, if you haven't already guessed or seen our Instagram, the theme of this week is British.
Yeah.
So our lovely US Sam is going to attempt a British accent.
Yes, I promised everyone last week that just like slipped out. And then I was like, oh man, I gotta do it. And now literally everyone knows now. I'm like, oh no, terrible. What have I done?
Yeah.
Okay. No pressure. We just whenever you're ready, we'll just slide in.
Yeah, whenever you're ready to start.
Yeah, if I like something, I'm just gonna be like, oh, this is splendid, darling. Just splendid. That's gonna be my thing. Yep.
I'm getting Mary Poppins vibes, and I love it.
If I really like something, it's coming out. Yeah.
I love it. Splendid. Yeah. Okay. Oh, I'm gonna. Yeah. She's got her words, hasn't she? She's set up.
Yeah. I'm gonna accidentally say splendid like for the rest of our lives now.
Yeah. I want to say it all the time. My new favourite word. So what's everyone wearing? Everyone British? Sam, are you British?
Everyone British.
I'm not. I decided to wear my new watch that I got last week. If you listened last week, I got a very abrupt doorbell ring right in the middle of the show.
Which wasn't the pizza delivery guy.
Yes, everybody speculated it was pizza or something I ordered, and I was like, no, I don't even know what it is. I didn't order anything. And so I'm wearing my new Oris Aquas. I love it. It's so great. It's the black dial.
That's on the so bracelet. Cool.
I absolutely love it. It was for my boyfriend. It was such a great surprise. It was really great. And he wanted to give me something nice. We're moving in together soon. So he's just being really nice. So yeah, I really love it. It was a great surprise. And I've literally been talking about it for a while. Like Sam, I asked you, how do you like yours and everything that you love about it. And that just keeps that was in the back of my mind for a while. And I would talk about it with him too. And he just kind of picked up on it. Like, oh, I think she needs one.
Welcome to the Aquas gang. And Oris is just such a cool brand anyway. It's just so nice to have.
It's great. I absolutely love how it fits. Like, it's just perfect. Everything about it's perfect.
Yay, well chosen. The question was asked, are you going to look to get straps? Or like I was saying, we need to get our end pieces.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
we need to get our business venture going up
Pending.
now.
Yeah. And then we can fit I did mention it to someone the other day, and they're like, yeah, no, you actually need to do that.
I think I genuinely think that would be a fantastic idea.
Yeah.
So cool. All right, we'll do that. Lucy, what have you got?
I'm obviously going British today, and I have a watch that I'm going to be talking about a little bit later on, and I am wearing my Smith's Everest.
Lovely.
I've swapped it out for a Barton Bands rubber strap. I
Nice.
actually really like it. Like,
Looks good on it.
such a versatile watch, and 36 mil I think is perfect. So
I like it.
love this.
Yeah, it looks good.
I'm getting like, I
super
hadn't thought about it before, it just sprung to mind. It might have just been the angle that you showed it. And I'm getting like Explorer vibes from it, like Rolex Explorer, old Explorer one vibes. Do you think?
Well, we'll go into more detail about that later.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, I've gone British as well, so no surprise. I've got my Bremont.
Is it a Bremont?
Collar strike. Yeah, I've actually been wearing it quite a lot recently. I swapped out the strap for the blue
I
racing
was
strap.
just about to say, did you change the strap out for it? It looks nice.
Yeah,
Yeah, it looks
it's got
good.
the holes on it. Yeah, no, love it. I actually popped into the boutique last week, and I should have got another strap. We'll see if they had any old straps laying around, but I forgot. Walked out, damn it. Yeah, she'll get some new straps for it. Actually, I've got some rubber ones for the summer, so I think that will probably go on it soon.
Yeah, we have to purchase some more.
Yes. Julian saying, does Rolex count as British?
Considering they started here.
Yeah, I guess so. But
yeah.
I mean, if we talk about it, if we mention Rolex, then I guess we can put it in the show notes and now.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, for the sake of like clickbait, yeah, it did.
For sure.
Yeah, definitely.
There are a couple of watch brands that started as British or started by British people, that are no longer classed as British.
Yeah.
So we were talking before this, weren't we? And Arnold and Son.
Yeah.
Who are an incredible brand. They started off based in the UK. You probably know a bit more about this, Sam.
No, probably not as much as you. I think the chat.
Yeah.
Oh, which Sam?
So UK Sam, considering you sell them?
Not personally. I just look at them; they're just so pretty. But yeah, Chappie sort of started off a British guy, and then I think he moved to Germany, and then maybe moved back. There's some information here somewhere.
There you go. Mark Wheeler in the chat. John Arnold, friends.
That's it, Jarnold.
Jarnold.
Jarnold. That's good. That's the American way. That's like that's your American accent coming in. Jarnold.
Hey, Jarnold.
In 1955, he left England. I'm definitely not reading this. He left England for the Netherlands at the age of 19 after completing his apprenticeship to hone his watchmaking skills. He returned 2 years later after speaking excellent German. Yes, so he did very well with that. Definitely not scrolling through.
Apparently, he was friends, according to Mark Wheeler, he was friends with Louis Breguet.
Ah, yeah.
Breguet.
Actually, yeah, I thought I was going to say something really clever then, but I've forgotten. I saw a picture of a Breguet, one of the first complicated Breguet watches. I want to say complicated. Wasn't chronograph, but made for Marie. Oh god, this is rubbish, isn't it? I'm like starting the story and then forgetting the details. Marie Antoinette. Marie Antoinette? Yes, it is, isn't it?
You just say with conviction. People definitely believe you, and they definitely won't troll you in the comments.
Antoinette. This gorgeous, really complicated Breguet watch. So yeah, that's quite old, isn't it? Anything like 1722.
Yeah.
When the likes of I guess like Breitling and Rolex and things were probably mid 1800s. Yeah, 1850 onwards, really, isn't it? Breitling's 1884. So yeah, they were getting in on the action early, I think.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Smart people.
Yeah. But no, do love Arnold. We should just get Mark Wheeler on the chat.
No, we just get the information from them, and then we
relay.
sound like we know what we're doing.
So I mean, I don't know if you girls knew, but I've known for a long time that he was the co-inventor of the tourbillon, and his son was married to Breguet's daughter.
Oh, so knowledgeable, Sam.
Never know.
Yeah. Source of knowledge. But Arnold today. I don't know if it's because we've been speaking about Arnold a lot in the chat, but I just feel there's just a lot more noise around Arnold recently. The new Magna Luna, wasn't it? Released.
Obsessed with that watch. It's so beautiful.
I need to go see it.
Luna Magna.
That's it. Yeah. I love it. So yeah, maybe there might be a bit more coming from Arnold, or more awareness around the brand
of how like amazing their dials are. I'm surprised people just don't talk about them more, or don't like show them. I don't know if they're just like harder to come by or what, but I'm very surprised that more people don't drool over them like we do. Like, we just find their dials absolutely insane, and all their detail that they put into them.
Yeah, I don't think there's not many stockists, not in the UK anyway. Maybe maybe 3 or 4. I think we're one of not very many. So I guess people just don't have the opportunity to get hands on with them, feel them, photograph them.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Definitely need more hype for sure.
Yeah. So, starting off with Arnold. Who should we go on to next?
Shall we obviously talk about Roger Smith, because he's probably the best watchmaker, the most important UK-based watchmaker.
Yeah.
I know a little about him, but I started doing my research over like the weekend and yesterday, and I was just like, holy crap, this man was like, this watchmaking is incredible. Like, his skills and his work ethics, and his attention to detail is just incredible.
Yeah, good. Have you got anything up there? Have you got anything screen sharing?
I can do in a second if you just want to talk amongst yourselves.
But, there's British Alliance of, or the Alliance of British Clockmaking, Watch and Clockmaking. I think they've got doing some talks with Roger recently. So if you sign up to that, you can get the inside scoop on it. The Scottish Watches have done a few podcasts, I think, with him as well, haven't they?
Yeah, absolutely incredible. So if we have a quick look here, obviously the most important piece of information was he was George Daniel's protege. So
good start.
Pretty talented, yeah. I'm sure everyone already knows, but obviously George Daniel created the coaxial escapement.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't know what it is, go and Google.
It's a way of putting the movement together, so there's less friction and less need for servicing.
Just get Sam involved.
Oh no, that's not it.
Nice plug,
okay. Yeah. There's like wheels that fit differently.
There you go. So here's just a couple of their pieces at the moment. So apparently it takes them, they're entirely based in the Isle of Man now. It takes them approximately a year to make a watch, and they only make about 10 a year.
Wow.
So they really put effort in.
There's a chappie that I follow on Instagram that actually works. He's one of the very lucky people that has an apprenticeship under Roger Smith.
Wow.
And yeah, so he's in the workshop. I don't think there's many people in the workshop, but he was telling me, like, chatting to me the other day, sort of telling me about it. I was like, sounds amazing. Like, you're actually making these watches, and they're 100% handmade, aren't they? So it's not
100%. Yeah. They make sure there's no repetitive or automatic tools used. Everything is handmade by them, and they actually have the Daniels method of watchmaking. And every watchmaker that signs up with them has to be able to do at least 32 of the 34 skills within this method to actually be able to create the pieces. So
Wow, that's impressive.
Pretty tough to get into, but oh my god, like, look at that movement.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Just to be able to finish it by hand.
Yeah,
that's insane,
everything.
isn't it?
Yeah. So that's just that's one.
So it's a bit with one a year. I guess there's a bit of a waiting list for them.
Yeah. They make about 10 a year, but it takes them a year to make a piece. Yeah. You think everything, knowing full well that everything on that piece is handmade.
Yeah.
Like, the skill involved is insane. Hold on, let's try this open dial. Let's have a little look. Look at that.
Wow.
Yeah.
Bloody hell.
I guess if it is, I'm not a massive fan of open dials, but if it is hand finished, you want to be able to see it, don't you?
Yeah.
You don't want to be hiding that.
Yeah, that's gorgeous.
So stunning.
A raised barrel bridge balance cart engraved with a choice of English floral designs. So must be able to make bespoke pieces then, or have your personal stamp on it.
I think I've heard a few things about that. Like, there are some sort of customized bits that you can do. You'd want to.
Look at that, 38 or 40 mil as well.
Good size.
That's great.
It's a very good size. Yeah.
I don't think if I've ever seen one in person. I don't know.
They're great.
I have. Yeah.
This is why we need to get out and about and go to watch meets to stand a chance of seeing pieces like this, I think.
There's another club another sort of association called the Watchmakers Club, and they do sort of twice yearly events, and that is a lot of these independent brands. So I think I've seen Arnold and Son there, Fears take part, Chapek go. So that is getting hands on with like real watchmakers. I think Garrick, another British watchmaker, go as well. Yeah. Lovely.
Have to talk about them, obviously.
Yeah. Okay, who do we have next? Sam, have you got one lined up?
Yeah, I'm going to talk about Christopher Ward a little bit. And this is a lot of, for me at least, I don't know if it's because I'm not in the UK, but a lot of these brands is basically, I saw them first on Instagram because people are sharing them, and it's because actual owners of these watches are not promoting them, but just showing them, be like, hey, look how cool this watch is, and then getting more people interested in it. So that's kind of what Christopher Ward's journey was like. They decided to make this company in 2004 together. They wanted a very British name, and they were like, Christopher Ward seems like the way to go. And I love that. But they really wanted to make sure the customer's experience was a really positive one. They're not just trying to sell a whole bunch of watches. They really wanted directly to sell to customers through their own website, and like I said, through word of mouth, showing that, like, hey, this is a great watch, everyone should get it, kind of thing. And also just avoid like celebrity endorsements. They really it's about the customer, it's about your experience and what people are saying about it, because that's ultimately what's it about. Like, any celebrity can endorse a watch, but that doesn't necessarily mean it's good. What I'm saying? Like, it could mean anything, just they could say anything just because they're getting money for it. So I think this is a really great brand. Let me show you some of the new ones that they have out recently. They don't, yeah, like I said, they don't really put up like a ton of stuff, but their new releases came out with the Trident limited edition. I mean, they're not overly priced by any means. I mean, they're roughly around like under $1,000 US dollars, and they're just like very completely just different designs. I personally think that you don't see this every day. The way that the case is shaped, like the super compressor here, the C65, it's very different. A little bit like, I would say, like vintage feel a little bit.
Yeah.
Sort of vintage diver vibes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I was going to say, is there like, do they have? I don't follow them that much, but is there like a type of customer? Is it kind of a bit? It feels like it's quite masculine, maybe sort of adventure. There's a few dive watches in there, a few like maybe they're not sort of typical pilots watches.
Yeah. I don't know if they like specifically go towards a certain demographic, but I mean they are a little bit bigger. They're like I love this Trident Pro 600. I think this one's awesome. It's 40 mil, still a very wearable size, but they also give you options to engrave it and to resize the bracelet for you instead of you doing it for yourself. Stuff like that. So they give you all really good options to do that. I really love this one in particular. This is the kind of one of the ones that caught my eye when I first saw it. So yeah, I think they have some really good stuff. And like I said, yeah, it's smaller. They rely on us, the actual watch people of the community, to show people, hey, this is a really great brand. They're trusted. They take their time in their work, and you can really see that.
Yeah, I think the Scottish watches, like the ones that they've had in review, they've always had sort of good reviews with them. I think the guys have been on the podcast a couple of times, and all quite sort of positive. And
yeah, that's a good thing.
So it's not really a brand that I've really delved into too much, but I have seen a couple of them on Instagram, and people have said, oh, they're fantastic pieces. So I'd really like to get hands-on with one and just see what the fuss is about, I suppose. So I can actually have a valid input to them, With something like, the JLC, the new Reverso, like, that's going to be incredible, but you're probably never going to be able to see it.
Yeah.
Whereas Christopher Ward's are a bit more, slightly more obtainable.
Yeah.
So I might be able to see one and actually have a real opinion of one.
Yeah.
I think the ones I've seen, like, are probably some of the older ones that are kind of the quite simple, like matte black dials, and like I say, maybe a little bit more masculine. But then some of the ones you're scrolling through there, the white dial, the blue, the bronze, I think as they're kind of evolving, maybe being a little bit more colourful, I think there's probably a few more there that I'd be a bit more drawn towards.
Yeah, I've been wanting to like see if I could get one, if I could find one or just order one day, to see how they fit. Like you said, they are a little bit leaning towards the male community of the watch community, but that's okay. I think they would still fit okay. I'm just like you said, the diver aspect of it, I don't want it to be too big and too chunky and just look way off on my wrist. So, but I would definitely give it a shot one of these days if I had the opportunity.
I don't necessarily think they're aimed more towards men. I get the impression, I think there's a couple of 38 to 40 mil, which is absolutely fine for a more tall adventure watch, for even especially even for women. So I think that's just their vibe. They're not really into more delicate, dressier, smarter pieces. It's very much tall, active, everyday wear. So I like that.
But they don't have retailers, or I guess they don't even have retailers in the US. So you can't go and look at a range. It's kind of you have to get hands on.
You literally buy it, or you find someone with them.
Yeah, their website just says that they rely on like customers coming to the website and getting that experience. And their website's pretty easy to follow. It's not like we were talking about the new releases, how you can never
my
find
God,
the new
yes.
releases. They have a tab, new releases. You can easily find it. So that's the one thing that they got right.
Yeah. God, that's a problem. Like, I don't understand why it's so difficult to just have an easy website, especially where you've had all of lockdown. Like, fair enough, if you were more in store, didn't really know what was going on online. You've had like over a year of lockdown now to perfect online sales, because that's the only way you're getting sales. And they've just not done it. Like, there's so many that are just super confusing.
Yep.
Yeah.
You have to Google it, but then it takes you right back to the website. But if you're on the main website, you still can't find it. It's so frustrating.
Yeah.
It's so frustrating.
Come on, people.
Sorry, a little rant there.
No, I've had it. I've had it with a strap. I was trying to find a strap on a website earlier. I could not find it, and then I emailed the guy and I was like, "Do you I can't find the strap?" He just sent me a link to it straight away. I was like, "Well, it's a 22 mil black and grey strap." I looked at the 22 mil. I looked at the black and grey. It wasn't there, so I don't know where this come from.
Especially if you're not entirely sure on exactly what you want. Unless you know like the name of the piece itself or the specific reference number, searching for something, you tend to try and filter out what you're looking for. And that should be easy. But it's not. Not. Come on, people.
Yeah. And I was thinking, like, Amiga's website's quite good. So you can put in any old Amiga reference and it'll bring the watch up and it'll bring all the details up, but it'll say, like, no longer available. But you're like, okay, great. It's a watch that you've made before. You have the details on your website. Looking for a Cartier, put the Cartier reference in. Like, it's just like, no, sorry, I can't find it. It's like, well, it's a reference number for a Cartier watch. Like, surely you can give me something. It's got to be in there somewhere. Round. Anywho.
Run over.
So I might go from Maidenhead, where Christopher Ward is based, where I used to live, where I first moved to, and then I commuted the 10 miles, 10 minutes down the road to Henley and Bremont. So
Henley's very pretty.
It is. It's very posh. I used to have to do my makeup before I went into Waitrose because I thought they'd chuck me out for looking scruffy.
Wow, that is next level.
Another fun fact about Henley is during the regatta, obviously the average height of the town just goes to like 6 foot. And I don't know if I told the story on here before, but I would like drive to work and all the rowers would be like walking down to the river to do their training, and I'd be like, trying not to crash the car. I pass all these, a lot of very tall fit rowers. So yeah, Henley's great. I should go back there this summer, I think.
Yes.
To visit. But I mean, let's get the Bremont website up. I mean, I have spoken about them recently, so I won't ramble on for too long, as much as I love to.
It's not like you worked there for a while and have a lot of information about them. And
anything. That is fun. So yeah, British company. Actually, established in 2002, so only 2 years before Christopher Ward. I think people do draw comparisons between the two, which I think is probably quite understandable. To the sort of age, I think Bremont probably sits at a higher price point. Trying to think of any obvious differences other than that. Feel wise, I guess they are sort of aimed towards a pilot's watch. So two brothers, Nick and Giles English, thought it'd be weird to call their watch company the English Watch Company. So whilst it was still an idea, they were flying their plane, crashed into a field that belonged to Monsieur Bremont. And the gentleman reminded them of their father, who had passed away a few years before. So they named the company Bremont, which is where the story kind of comes from. Very sweet. I
was just about to say, sounds like a lie. Sounds like they crashed their plane into like some fields, like signage, like owned by so and so, like crash.
Have you heard the Scottish
I know what we
podcast?
can do.
Sausage
We'll make
watches
it
are
up to
always
you.
like,
We'll name our name brand after them.
Yeah.
I mean, I've never known it to not be true, but I don't, I wouldn't want to say one way or another. But no, I've never had reason to believe it would be true. But both the brothers are like keen pilots. They flew with their father a lot. And actually, sort of the sad story is the way that the company kind of came about. Both brothers working in the city, but they would fly with their father during in air shows. Display shows, because he would have a lot of vintage aeroplanes and restore them. And then during one display show, Nick was flying with his father and the plane crashed and his father died, and then Nick broke loads of bones and sort of, a lot of burns and things like that.
Oh my God,
And then
Sam.
it's kind of, I mean, I don't know if people don't know the story. You must know the story. But it was off the back of that they were like, okay, let's, in memory of our father, he loved engineering, he loved flying, let's start a watch company. So they left their jobs in the city and started a watch company. And then a few years later, Giles crashed his plane as well. Luckily,
Maybe they should stop crashing.
I know.
Flying planes.
Maybe.
Don't do that. Anyway, so
That's both depressing and incredibly sweet.
yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. So they're lovely guys. They're so sweet. Look at their little faces. So set up the company. There goes their father. With making pilots watches. I mean, the range. It's a way that there's no easy way to kind of scroll through them. But they do, the sort of the pilots watches, so like the Alt 1C, a bit like the watch I wear. Sort of chronographs, dive watches. They do a lot with military, so I think that's their business is for military squadrons. And they've just opened up the wing in Henley, which is the new manufacturing facility trying to bring watchmaking back to the UK. So that had always been their plan.
Yeah, that's cool.
That's cool.
So anyway,
So basically going to open up sort of a watchmaking school, I guess.
Yeah, it won't be a school as such, but they're going to do a lot of like apprenticeships and get trainees in. If they've got any thing in there, and a lot of machining as well. So a lot of watch companies, obviously they're sort of made in the UK, but a lot of the components are made in Switzerland or far east Switzerland, shall we say? Like get to Switzerland and then just keep going east a little bit more. And then the components come in and get assembled, or some of them even get assembled in Switzerland, but they just have a British, sort of name. But Bremont want to bring it all back, so everything's made over here. So,
that's really cool. Yeah, really cool.
To see more about the wing, but other I don't know there. Maybe that one. Yeah, maybe we should have a little day trip, and go and have a little look around.
Happily, yeah. It looks like a really beautiful place as well, Henley. So
yeah.
Day out in Henley, go and look at watches, head to the wing,
We can always go to Maidenhead and look at the crystal ball ones as well, if you like.
Exactly. Yeah.
All right then, that's me rambling on enough about that.
If anyone has any questions about Brightening, not Brightening, Bremont.
I say
Brightening, go to Dan or Sam. Bremont, go to UK Sam.
Yeah.
With your cup of tea.
Nice. British cup of tea. Oh, I'm failing on you guys recently. I thought Sam might have wine today.
No,
I'm not. I have my chai, and then I'm getting my hair done right after here, so I have to drive and go get my hair done. So it's my foiled plan yet again.
So jealous though.
I know. I've got one. You're getting yours done. I know we worked out. We're going to have ours done like the same week, aren't we? I think.
Yeah. The 7th, people. This is
New Lucy.
just going to get chopped off.
Oh, it's exciting. I'm so excited. I haven't been in a while, and it's just so nice. I can't wait. It's like such a luxury that you took for granted when everything closed down. And now you get to go back. You're like, oh, yay! I get to be a brand new person when I walk out. I'm so excited.
I was so mad my other half managed to get book an appointment 2 weeks before they even opened, and he got an appointment the day lockdown lifted on restrictions for hairdressers. He came back and is like, "What do you think?" I'm there like,
I mean,
I hate you right now.
Would you be tempted to like book an appointment at a barber's?
Yeah.
Just like, go on, do what you can.
Just go for it.
Yeah.
Sit down.
Yeah, I think that's the way to go.
Didn't even think about that. It's a smart decision, actually.
I do feel a bit sorry for the hairdressers though. They're just going to get all of the like, so how was your lockdown?
Honestly, yeah. That's
How many
basically-
banana breads did you make?
Yeah.
Yeah. How many sourdough starter kits did you make? Yeah. Honestly.
Yeah.
Is sourdough starter kits a thing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like you name them and everything. I mean, I didn't do it, but yeah, you like
Yeah.
name them and you feed them and then yeah.
It was grow. Yeah. It's looks like I never did it when I was in lockdown, but yeah, it looks like fun.
Yeah.
Sounds like sea monkeys, like the weird little creatures that you get when you were a kid.
Yeah.
Or the episode of Brooklyn Nine-Nine when they've got like the family yeast bowl.
Yes.
Definitely not said that.
Oh my god.
Oh.
Sorry. Total tangent. British. Yeah, right, yeah. British.
Yes. There we go. We've got another watch brand.
We do have another watch brand. I'm going to talk briefly about the Smiths, and I'll try not to get too excited because I love this watch anyway. And the more I wear it, the more I fall in love with it. But it actually has a really cool history as well. If I can find the tab that I got up earlier. There you go. Okay. So Smiths died a long time ago. And they were around sort of World War One, World War Two. They originally started getting funding from Ministry of Defence contracts for World War Two to start bashing out some, war pieces, war pocket watches. They started making wristwatches. Actually moved to Cheltenham due to fear of bombing, which is really cool. And also not cool back then, but cool as a post story. Can you imagine having like your workplace and then you're so nervous about being bombed that you have to move into your entire facility? It's basically like this one level building with grass on top. So I guess from the sky it just looked like flat grass.
Wow.
It's terrifying and also really cool.
Yeah.
After the war, I think their sales started slowing down, and they ended. Smiths as a brand ended in the 1970s ish, but they're actually, I guess, more famous, but more not famous for it actually being a Smiths watch that Sir Edmund Hillary wore when he conquered Everest in 1953. Most of y'all only remember the Explorer, the Rolex Explorer,
Right.
which apparently the Rolex Explorer didn't even have the 369 dial that everyone associates with the Explorer. The one that was worn on Everest, it didn't actually have a 369 dial.
Interesting.
Nice.
But because of what happened with the Smiths sales, no one really remembers that it was a Smiths that went to Everest. Rolex sort of took it and ran with it, and has been famous for it ever since. But it was actually also a Smiths that went up there, which I think is really, really cool.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So my piece is from Time Factors, and Eddie Platt bought the rights to the name in 1996. So they had the rights to everything, sort of Smiths. It's a terrifying process and a very, very exciting, purchasing a Smiths watch from Time Factors. You literally have a 2-minute window maximum. You get an email through and it's like, oh, we'll be opening sales of X, Y, and Z watch on this day at this time. Literally, like, watches were sold out within like 30 seconds, a minute. Crazy.
So were they only sort of like reintroduced recently then?
Yeah, literally they were dead from like the 70s to when Eddie Platt, other than people that bought older ones and sort of revived them. It was Eddie Platt who bought the rights to the brand in 1996 and started reviving them again and selling them under the actual brand name, which I think is really cool.
Yeah.
Quite splendid. I'm very
quite splendid.
So impressed.
This was like one of their little adverts. So I carried your watch to the summit. It worked perfectly.
That's
as quoted by Sir Edmund Hillary.
Oh,
that's awesome.
Do you reckon it actually like broke, but then they're like, oh no. You were like, can you just lie to say it was fine?
It was good. It was good. Everything was fine.
Actually, I won't go into it too much. For a bit low on time, but Elliot Brown, another UK brand. We had a chappie come into the shop, and he's a bit confused about what he's doing, but he's doing something for charity, which means that he's got to go in like a freezer, which is like minus 80 degrees. And so
Darren Brown.
Yeah, something along that line, got me confused. But our sales chappie was like, oh yeah, you should like if it's for charity or whatever, we'll see if we can get you an Elliot Brown watch, because they're like really sturdy military sort of watches. And yeah, do you want to wear it on your wrist when you go down to minus 80? And Elliot Brown were like, yeah, we're keen for that. Like, as long as it's on his wrist, it will continue to work. So I'm guessing like your wrist isn't minus 80.
Right.
But yeah, could you imagine if that's a bit awkward? And he was like, oh no, I just put it on the outside of my like ski suit, snow suit, and then it just stops. Yeah,
that's awesome.
But yeah, Elliot Brown, another brand. Look them up. I have spoken about them a bit before. But yeah, very cool watches. They do. They're in Poole in Dorset, not Devon, like I said last time. Opposite the SBS base. So the SBS boys went over and was like, yeah, can you make us like a military watch for everything that we need it to be? And they're like, like this. They're like, yeah, perfect. Here you go. So yeah, I definitely like Elliot Brown. They're a cool brand.
These are cool.
What else we got?
Sorry, I've had my little rant, so Sam has got another one as a little break.
I do. I have one more. I have Mr. Jones. I love them. This was again another one that I just saw on Instagram, I guess. And their website literally says we make watches that make people smile. And it's spot on, because all of them are just so unique and fun. I love the this one, the little guy in the pool. That one's so cool.
So Dave, A Visual Sound, is in the chat, and he has that watch.
I love it. It's so cool. I mean, they're just so funky and different, that really make a cool statement. This really cool octopus one, that one's pretty cool. And then there's this thing on their website that shows, let's see, what their previous designs were and how they started and how they kind of look a little basic. This one's from 2007. So they're not very loud like they are now, like a little bit more color. These are just very simple white, little blue, little red here and there. But then as you go on throughout the years, you can tell they get a little bit like more daring with their designs, their colors. Let's go down to 2014.
It looks like they start playing with case shape as well.
Yep. I noticed that too. Yeah. A lot more color, little like more I don't know how you like just design wise.
Yeah.
Just very different. I
Sort
love
of
that.
play with their visuals and like the creativity of.
Yeah, they
Yep.
like they layer it. So some there's one like Nuage, and it's got the like gold leaf on the underside of the crystal, and then there's the dial, and then there's like plates and stuff. So yeah,
Oh, amazing.
Yeah, I think they're so cool. And yeah, literally they always make me smile. I definitely want to find one of these days because yeah, they just be fun statement piece really. And they're not overly like huge or anything.
Like, I love the number cruncher
Yeah, I know, isn't that
Yeah.
cool?
so much.
That's amazing. Yeah, they're so cool. That's just one that I really want to see in person if I go to watch meetup, someone has it, or just pick up one if I get the chance.
I'll send you one. Let me know which one you want.
Okay.
Send them over. Yeah,
Do you guys sell them or?
yeah. So yeah, so they did have retailers, and I think they're gonna maybe stop having retailers and start selling directly. So I don't know how much longer we'll have them for. But yeah, we had them for 2 years, and really, do love them. And price wise, like quartz watches from like £100, automatics maybe from like 175.
That's really good.
Yeah, and it's because like one of the reasons why there's obviously so many is it's like limited runs, so it's not limited edition, but they'll make some, and then they'll be like, oh no, like okay, we've got another idea.
Yeah,
So
that's what I've noticed. I haven't seen like many duplicates that people show, and that makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah. So maybe it'd be a bit of a collector's piece then. Some of the older ones, if you can't get hold of them anymore.
Yeah.
See them around. Yeah.
It's really funny because my one of my friends who sort of very lovingly supports my watch page and our watch page on Instagram, because she likes a lot of our stuff. She's recently started watching the show. She started like getting on the Discovery feed, like random watches, and Mr. Jones watches actually came up on there. And she's like, I'm obsessed, absolutely obsessed. Like, what do you know about these watches? Are they good watches? Like, I'm really tempted. So, like, even non-watch lovers love them, and watch lovers like them and love them.
Yeah.
So, they're a good all-rounder.
Weirdly, but two bits. One bit, another like non-watch friend was walking through London, and she took a photo. She walked past the office and took a photo of like Mr. Jones. She was like, "Do you know this brand?" I was like, "Yeah, that's really sweet." And then
so cute.
Yeah, another friend when I worked at Bremont, like 5, 6, 7 years ago. He was in Australia, and he said, "I've just lost my watch, and I've bought a replacement. Can I get it delivered to you?" And then I think I was actually going over to Australia, and he was like, "Can you bring it over with you?" And I was like, "Yeah, fine." He was like, "It's not a Bremont, it's not an expensive watch. I hope you don't mind." Anyway, like got it, opened it up, didn't like, so yeah, it's quite cool. Didn't think anything of it, and then like saw him a couple of years ago, obviously knowing what Mr. Jones like wear, and he was like, "Yeah, this is the watch that you brought over." And I was like, "Oh, I didn't realize." So he was on it like 7 years ago.
Yeah.
For a time,
He's got the one that says, "Remember, you will die" on it, which is quite nice. Yeah, they're grim. But yeah,
I think I definitely need to add one to the collection.
Yeah, I'm really tempted. Me too. So Sam, I'll hit you up.
Yeah. Do you reckon they do like a time of the week K-Lab?
We could ask.
Yes.
So
But like something with wine glasses.
I was going to say it'll have to have a wine glass on it for sure.
I like it.
Definitely. And I want to time a little bit. Shall we?
Oh my god, we are.
No. Should we go for our favourite? No, I can't say our favourite. That's wrong. They're all very, very important. And we haven't spoken about fears.
Dun, dun, dun. It's not that it's our favourite. We're not being favoritist. I'm making that a word. It's that Nick, like we all talk to Nick, and he's part of the Scottish Watchers fam. And we just love him, and knowing more about the brand, and like I love their watches beforehand, but like knowing more about the brand and knowing more about Nick, I literally obsessed and fall in love every time.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, a friend of mine the other day was talking about someone. He's like, "Oh yeah, he's like the nicest guy in the watch industry." About another guy, and I was like, "Nah, he can't be nicer than Nick from Fears." He's got that title.
Yep.
Whoever this guy is, he's not Nicholas Fitz. Yeah. So shall I get up the website? I got it to hand. So originally founded in 1846
By Edwin Fear
in Bristol. And then there we go. In Redcliffe Street. And then Nicholas probably tells the story a lot better than we did. Was working for Rolex and was sort of thinking, what should I do with my life? Don't know if I want to be at Rolex forever. And then casually, I think his mother was like, oh yeah, you know, like your grandfather, great grandfather had a watch company. Why don't you just relaunch that? And he was like, I didn't know this, but okay, yeah, that sounds like a great idea. So in 2016, he relaunched Fear's Watch Company.
Yeah.
And very well. So he started off with, if I scroll down to the old watches. So he started off with sort of quartz watches and moved on to, I don't think I haven't got any of the quartz. I think the Redcliffe of the quartz range.
Redcliffe, yeah, the Redcliffe was the first watch he released, I believe.
I thought there might have still been one or two. Haven't sold out. So yeah, started off with quartz and then moved on to sort of hand wound mechanical, and then we've got these. There's a couple of gold ones which are gorgeous, and then the salmon dial, brown dial, and then most recently the platinum. Just like you do.
Let's drop that in there. Mic drop. Done.
Yeah, if I could, evolve my brand and make something outstanding, what should I do? I know. Yeah. I'll make a platinum watch.
Yeah, honestly.
Like, if you've ever watched any of his Instagram lives, he is genuinely one of the most passionate people, like watch company owners I've ever heard. And not even just watch companies, I guess, like one of the most passionate people I've ever listened to, I think. He's very humble still. He's very patient. He's very chilled. He's very honest, which I think is great. And Time to Name just said, Nick from Fears exemplifies how people should run a company. And I completely agree with that. Yeah.
Certainly sort of a design to it. It is classical dress watch, and anyone that sort of has seen Nicholas knows that he sort of dresses very well. Absolutely. Dapper gentleman.
Thank you.
I want to hear more of this accent.
Yeah, come on, Sam. You have to spend the next 3 minutes.
A speech or something?
He is a very dapper gentleman. Very dapper.
We're going to have to get Scottish Watchers to do something with it. Clip it up.
Just clip it. Yeah.
That'll be in the next outtakes or intro somewhere, squeezed in onto the next podcast.
I'm blushing. I'm red.
Oh, I love it.
I did joke that she should try and get try the Scottish accent.
Oof, that's too scary. We were talking about that yesterday, and I was like, no, I'm gonna sound like a trauma patient. I don't think that would be a good idea.
I barely understand them, and I'm English, so
You're like neighbors, and still can't.
Still tough. How long does it take you, from listening to the podcast to work out who was Rick and who was Ricky, and to differentiate between the two? I feel like it took me forever.
It took me a while. Yeah, when I first started listening, I couldn't figure out who was who at first. I kind of figured I think this is Ricky. I'm like, wait, no, I don't know anymore.
Yeah.
I think Ricky's got a slightly. I don't know how much of a big head he's going to get with this, but a slightly smoother voice, whereas Rick is a bit more gruff.
They both talk
a little bit. Oh yeah, they're worse when they're together as well.
Oh yeah,
Like hearing Ricky with like anyone else, like from got a guest from a different country, they've got British people on, you can understand Ricky so much more than when he's with Rick.
Yep.
You're like,
It is.
was that English?
I don't
think so. They're gonna kick us off now, aren't they? Like,
like, and
cheers for
final
offending.
show. Goodbye, everybody.
Time of the week's been great. Off you go. But anyway, Fears is fantastic.
So,
Yes,
so
Fears.
the salmon, love it.
You sound like such a fangirl.
Yeah, we are. I think it's Nicholas asked if he would ever do like dive watches, and he was like, "Well, I don't like swimming, so no."
No, yeah.
I can't imagine him swimming. Actually,
so yeah,
I imagine Nick is the type of person that, you know, the Mr. Jones watch with the rubber ring and the duck, and that's Nick.
Yes,
that's
have a glass of champagne
with a cocktail or something. Yeah.
Yes, that is his watch.
Oh, he is the best. He is the best.
So, should we do some quick honourable mentions?
Yeah, who have we forgotten?
We wrap up. So Natural Escapement messaged us on Instagram and said, "Don't forget CWC." Yeah, fantastic field watchers. And Charles Frodsham. Now, I don't know much about Charles Frodsham, so I'm going to go away and do a little bit of research and get to know Charles. Charles.
Go on, Sam.
Charles.
Here we go.
Charles.
You know, Sam's going to be auditioning for a...
It's like the two... It's like Charles and American double syllables it.
I guess.
Honestly, I'm English. Yeah. Charles.
Charles. Yeah. Well, like, yeah, it's like you're missing the R, but yeah, you just kind of like glide over it. Yeah, I see.
I think Sam's going to be auditioning for the next Bridgerton.
You know what?
Oh, yeah.
I think I'm just gonna, start on a British TV show, and that's how I'm gonna make it.
That's how all the stars do it.
Yeah.
In the deep end.
Your next BBC,
drama. Downton Abbey. Done.
Yeah.
I'm there. Watch out.
I love it.
Hit me up with anybody to have an audition notice. I'll take it.
Okay. One way to get you over here, isn't it?
Yeah.
She's got to work. She's got to come over.
To work.
Love it.
We didn't talk about Garrick, who are also an incredible Norfolk-based watch brand. Apparently, they like to keep positive air pressure in their production areas, so they only allow filtered air within their workspace.
Wow.
And
positive as in like friendly, or like just kind of like filter positivity.
Yeah.
Vibes.
These guys are here, these guys are here watchmaking, and they've bloody bottled positivity. Like.
I love that. The world needs more of that.
I love that. This is going to have loads of like live, laugh, love signs around the world.
Everywhere.
I would burn that place to the ground.
That place deserves to die.
Positive vibes only.
Oh God. I can't deal with those. I cannot deal with those live, laugh, love signs. All people that are too happy all the time. So that's a whole different rant. I'm gonna stop ranting.
Wait, after the rainbow, the sun will shine, or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. The rainbow always follows the rain, or something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
No, a mental breakdown usually follows the rain.
Yeah.
A little bit, and then a little bit of wine and some chocolate, and then you're good again.
And then you're back. Yeah. that simple.
Then you go back to just averagely miserable.
Yeah, then you're like, I'm here.
It's the British way. You bottle up your emotions
Yeah.
and you
Stu talks about
apologise
the
for
weather.
everything. And talk about the weather. Yeah,
Yep.
very British.
Love it.
Oh God.
All right. Is there anyone else who missed? I had. Oh yeah, carry on.
No, go on.
Oh, just so I put on Instagram. Yeah. Who's your favourite? It was a lot of love for Fears. Watchers at Sweep said Christopher Ward, insane value for money. Fears, great backstory and enthusiasm. Bremont, Anne Ordain. We missed Anne Ordain.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, love them.
Love them.
More love for Fears.
Based in Inverness.
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
Mm.
do that. Love their animal. Is there any others? Badger 423, Bremont due to what they're trying to do. The real Mr. X Sydney, Fears, Fears, Fears. That is all.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's it.
Mm.
So yeah, that was we're over our time again.
Oh my God, we always do this.
So quick.
I know.
There's also one watchmaker, clockmakers since 1650, and they do watches now as well. And they're in my local area as well. So they're called Robert Looms, so Loomes. And they source everything locally. Every part of their watches they make and source. If they can't make it, they source it within an hour's journey of the Lincolnshire area.
That's cool. Are you
Which
gonna
I think
on the door?
super cool. So I'm going to go and learn a lot more about it and be like, excuse me, can you teach me things? Show me things, please.
Yeah.
And then we'll come back to this and be like, I stalked, I harassed, I got my tour.
Yes.
You could do like a Red Bar Cambridge. I don't know how far it is from Cambridge, but could you do like a Red Bar Cambridge meetup, like factory tour?
It is only about an hour away, I think.
Hmm.
We're just going to crash.
Just imagine like a little like mini like a minibus.
Yeah. We're just going to
Like a
bring the
full
Red Bar
outing.
Cambridge people up.
Yeah, that'd be cool. That'd be cool. So yes, not much longer, girls. Meetups are gonna happen.
Woohoo.
So excited. I'm actually in London on the 1st of May.
Exciting. Might be around. I'll let you know if I'm around. I think you're gonna go to some boutiques.
Yes, yeah, I'm
I
gonna.
went on Friday.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if they serve you drinks, you don't have to wear a mask. So a couple of them were like, "Would you like a drink?" And I was like, "Well, is it like if you have a drink and the mask?" And they're like, "No, it's fine."
Well, it's all, I think because we had an email at work today to say it's not mandatory in the workplace for like visitors and stuff now, as long as you maintain social distancing.
Okay.
So maybe that's like an expansion.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So that'd be good. Oh, I'm obviously going to be drinking.
Yeah.
I'm here for the champagne.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
I can't afford to buy anything here.
But champagne all day.
Champagne.
Yeah. It's good. Okay, right. We should probably let these people head off on their.
Yeah. Sorry. Thank you everyone for watching.
Yeah. Love to see you. And
listening.
the usual, Lucy, you always manage to get it more than I do.
Yep. So all of ours are on the screen. Make sure you check out the podcaster. So SWL Lugs Edition, so you can catch us up on your podcaster of choice. Make sure you like, subscribe, and hit us a like on Instagram as well. Time of the week.
Yay!
Oh, lovely. And we'll be back again next Wednesday, 7 o'clock.
We will.
Wonderful.
Until then.
All right. Bye, guys.